Hi everybody, welcome back to the Ben Taylor podcast, the home of marine industry insights. Once again, this podcast is brought to you by Superyacht Services Guide, a worldwide trusted directory of yachting services that's trusted by crew and captains. One of those services is Global Services, which we're going to hear about today. So I'm here with Jim. Nice to see you, Jim.
Hi Ben, how are you?
Very, very well. So let's have some context first. What are you about? What are Global Services about? What are we talking about today?
Okay, so let's start with Global Services. We are a supply and procurement business to the yachting industry, to the super yachting industry. We source products from all over the globe, we deliver to all over the globe, and we try and do that with the best value. So our specialisms really lie in supplying anything and everything, from teaspoons to jet skis.
What's so hard about doing that? How do you guys make sure that you can really deliver on those kind of services?
Well, to put it into context, what's really hard about it is we sourced somewhere in the region of 300,000 different products last year alone. So the plethora of goods that a super yacht needs in the modern yachting world is absolutely vast. And we're lucky enough to have relationships all over the world with many different suppliers. So we can condense that buying process and enable single shipments of multiple goods to arrive where your yacht is and when you need it to be, all with great value.
Right, so when you receive a shipment or you're putting that shipment together, it seems kind of lots of random products, but actually
Correct.
that's exactly what that particular vessel needs at that particular point,
Yeah,
at that
absolutely.
location. And you guys sort out and make sure only the right things are in, and that's then sourced, and a lot of that workload of sourcing everything is just kind of taken up.
That's exactly what we do. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not naive enough to think that people can't do this for themselves, but if you are literally, and I use it lightheartedly, jet skis to teaspoons, but if you want to order 48 teaspoons, 2 jet skis, some engine parts and some cleaning equipment, the work involved with that is quite considerable. Well, we can get all of that done for you. Our buying power means we get it at a better price and we deliver it to where you're going to be. And I'll come on to some of the technology later. We'll talk about how we know where you're going to be at the right times as well, but it's a really interesting model.
Yeah, and to do that all over the world is also quite difficult. Where are you headquartered? Where have you got bases? Why does that kind of help?
So we're based in the beautiful part of Devon, just outside Exeter. But we also, in terms of operational locations, we have offices in Palma and we have warehousing facility in the Netherlands. Two different reasons for that, I guess, really. The first is obviously the warehousing enables us to purchase within Europe and supply within Europe without any of the taxation or the import-export implications. And that's a massive advantage at the moment for a UK-based company.
Yeah.
And the second part is the Palma office, where we see that as a central yachting hub, and we've got people on the ground. So not only can we source locally, but we can also communicate locally. And that gives us some really good advantages as well, some that I think we'll explore in greater detail.
Right, but that's like local people.
Correct.
Know the local language, local people.
It gives us two things. It gives us the ability to source locally with a local person who understands the local market.
Yeah.
But as a key central yachting hub, it gives us the ability to have boots on the ground and chat to our customers. And in the world of yachting, when so much time is spent not necessarily in a home port, particularly during the season, it's really important that we get out there and communicate with our customers. And that base in Palma does exactly that.
Yeah, because there's often a little more to communicate than we need this item, this item, this item. It's a bit of context as well. What's the itinerary? What's the next destination? Why do you need that particular item? Does that mean, well, actually you need 3 other items to make sure you can achieve what they're actually trying to do? And so these conversations become actually really valuable, even if they're just dockside spontaneous conversations.
They do, and we've already started tracking where our customers are going to be over the coming months. So having that face-to-face conversation whilst the yacht is operational enables us to keep a very accurate track of what the next few months is going to be like. And then when we're requested to find something that we need to purchase, we're able to predict where they're going to be.
Have you got any kind of stories of where Global Services in a particular yacht has just worked so well? It's the ideal scenario.
Well, do you know, it's interesting. I've got sort of stories that tell you how we've delivered a jet ski exhaust system to a random part of the Philippines inside a week. But actually, in terms of how we're growing our business and the messages we want to convey, probably our best story at the moment is we're working much more closely with some charter and ship management companies. And one of them in particular, a very well-known charter management business. We have secured pricing for a 12-month period over a vast range of products, something in the region of 120 lines, and secured that pricing for 12 months. What that means is, for their selection of charter clients, they're able to hand on heart and categorically define that any of those 120 products have a fixed price, are available with a specific amount of lead time, and anywhere within Europe for us to deliver. So that slight change to our dynamic in the business is really quite exciting.
Yeah, because then it's reliability that you're selling as well. It's not just the rope, it's not just the item, it's, no, it will be there. We have stocks, you know what price it's going to be today.
Yep.
You also know in 2 months' time what price it's going to be. There's not going to be, you know, all these supply chain issues that you guys deal with. That's your problem.
Absolutely.
That doesn't then flow down to the customer. Yeah.
And the reality of that procurement on a modern super yacht is that people are looking for 3 quotes. Well, we've taken that process away because we've already done that hard work, and we've already ascertained in conjunction with our customer that this is the best pricing at the best value with the best logistical arrangements. And so we're wiping out the requirement for operational crew on board the yacht to be doing that research.
Yeah. It's just such a big workload, and you guys will have, I'm sure, got more than 3 quotes.
Yeah.
And then gone, look, we know pretty much all the suppliers of this on the planet.
Correct.
You're doing it every day. You've got teams behind the scenes working on this stuff. And so rather than shifting it onto crew and captains who are very busy all the time, constantly, and certainly not specialised in this,
they're not specialist procurement people.
Yeah, you can take it off the hands. Yeah,
it's absolutely that. So it's worked really well. In fact, with another large charter management company, we did that all open book as well. So we've been completely transparent.
That's nice.
The customer understands what we're trying to achieve. We have to make a margin, and that's understood as well. But we can do that and be completely fair and transparent. So it's been really good.
Yeah, I really like that. It's the kind of aggressively transparent.
Yes.
Like, look, here's what it's costing us. Here's our value. This is what we're actually doing here. This is going to be the cost to you. And rather than being smoke and mirrors and, you know, outrageous margins or exploiting a customer, it's a lot more about, here's the deal.
It's open and honest. It's open and honest.
Yeah, it's nice
and that's what we pride ourselves on, really.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And you mentioned technology. What kind of technology is really useful in this, in essentially the supply chain context?
Okay, so there's sort of 2 bits. You'll have to excuse me. I'm not an IT guru. I'm a specialist in procurement and sales.
Let's try this.
In terms of IT, we've just announced this week actually that our GPS, our purchasing system, global purchasing system, has just been transferred to the cloud. Okay. Now, what does that actually mean? Well, in my layman's tech terms, that means we as a business have the ability to track our orders remotely, from anywhere in the globe, not necessarily just in the office, 24 hours a day, all the time.
Yeah.
From a customer point of view, and this is the crucial bit, we are able to then put a front-end system that is live. Our customers can see their orders, they can understand their lead times, they can check the pricing, and they can see where it will be at all times. Now, the system's in test, but we're announcing it this week in Monaco Yacht Show, and our first customers will be trialling this for us, and give them the ability to, ultimately it will be app-based as well, so they'll be able to order goods at the touch of a button, they'll be able to check on real life timing, they'll be able to verify pricing and turn it into a quote. So we've turned that technology in purchasing around to make it user-friendly for the customer experience. The second thing we've done, we've made our own in-house AIS-based locator system. So we can identify all of our customers.
Yeah.
We can put them into pods. We can create hotspots in, for example, Monaco, where we can specify criteria. For example, a hotspot might be anywhere with more than 10 yachts over 70 meters. And then we can see where we can track those people. We can go and visit them. We can communicate them having already seen where they are. And when we've planned their orders, we know where they're going to be and we know where they are already. Yeah. So 2 examples where we put the customer at the forefront of everything we do using some new technology. Okay, and how far does this go? So let's rewind a little bit. What happened before this? A lot of phone calls and emails? Or similar? Phone calls and emails and backwards and forwards. And don't think for a minute we don't want to do that, because human face-to-face and contact is really
The
important.
relationship has value. That's still there.
We
There's
still
that,
want to
yeah.
keep that relationship,
Yeah.
but we want our customer to be able to be on board and ultimately take out their mobile phone, understand what it is they need to order, at the click of a button order, and be able to check on the progress of that order at any time, anywhere in the world. And that's what we've managed to achieve.
Yeah, and it's still this kind of hybrid where you've still got the value of somebody on the other end of the phone, and that, you know, contextual, okay, we got some questions about this, how does that work? Right, okay, even if that then feeds into this.
We pride ourselves on still having an account management team of 6 people at the moment.
Yeah.
So each of our customers has a dedicated account manager. They maintain regular contact. They go out and visit them when they're operational, and they'll still have that. But the day-to-day mundane part of placing orders, chasing orders, is done by our guys, but it's visible to our customers through a single source.
Right, okay, super. And global services, I feel like it's got a new energy about it. There's been some structural changes, new ownership and things like that. How's that kind of, I suppose, informing the strategic direction and kind of the what's happening now that perhaps wasn't happening?
So I think it would be fair to say that post-COVID, and I think this is true of a lot of businesses, we got comfortable with not necessarily having face-to-face contact with our customer base. And for me, relatively new to the yachting industry, the relationships, the trust created from the relationships, and the ability to talk to people face to face about their issues and what their requirements are going forward is absolutely vital. More so than in any other industry I've operated in. It's a very small,
That's interesting.
It's a very small
Yeah.
world, and communication and trust is key. So we're going to keep on doing that. We're going to keep focusing on our customers. We're going to visit them more often. We're going to understand their needs, and we're designing systems to put that at the forefront of what we do.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Tim.
Thank you very much. Cheers, Ben.
Everybody, if you enjoy content like this, make sure you're following here to see plenty more of it. All being well, we'll see you next time. Bye for now.